Modern Warfare 3's early access for campaign kicks off here in just under a week, and we're underway with our prep videos here on the channel. Today, I wanted to take some time to touch base on the most worthwhile version of Modern Warfare 3 if you know you're wanting to pick up the game and still are on the fence about which version you should get. So today, this is our annual buyer's guide geared towards breaking down the pros and cons and giving you the raw details of each. As we go along, drop your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, you find it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing as we gear up for a very, very busy next couple of weeks here, leading up to Modern Warfare 3's launch and beyond. We'll have you covered with all the best news, tips, guides, and all as we get into Modern Warfare 3 here. A bit of a lofty goal. I'm curious if we can hit 550,000 subscribers or maybe beyond by launch. If you'd like to join the community, I'd love to have you. Finally, check out my friends over at G Fuel for upwards of 30% off your entire order with code ESPRESSO, but more on that later. For now, let's take a look at these breakdowns for Modern Warfare 3 and each of the versions on offer. First thing, let's get this out of the way. The best version is the one you don't buy. I get it, man. I totally get it. Fine. I fully understand the arguments of this could have, perhaps should have been a DLC to Modern Warfare 2, and I'll agree with you in most of the details surrounding that argument, but you'll have to take that complaint up with a studio that decided to not do their own year 2 content. I get it, man. I'd much rather have the ability to only pay once rather than twice over 2 years, since this game is basically just cleaning up and reverting a ton of the gameplay decisions Modern Warfare 2 made. I'm there with you. Totally fine and valid if you feel that way, and frankly, if you are jaded by this past year and that this is a new title following it up and don't want to pay full price, but you do want to play COD at some point over the next year in the new format, odds are there's going to be a few holiday sales here a few weeks after launch. If you can end up waiting for that, you don't mind missing out on some of that initial launch grind or the bonus stuff you get with the regular versions of the game as of right now. That's probably the best version if that's how you feel. Totally fine if so, and honestly, again, if you feel that way, highly recommend just waiting. But the rest of this video is for the people who played the beta, enjoyed their time, and are looking for a bit more in-depth breakdown and cost analysis of each version. It's not for everybody, and that's fine. I get it. But that out of the way, let's talk about the versions here. Firstly, the physical standard or cross-gen version here. This comes in at $69.99. Of course, various currencies depending, just talking here US dollars. For those physical copy fans, everything's not gone full digital just yet. The Vault Edition, yeah, you can't get that physically, but this cross-gen base version for either PlayStation 4 and 5 or Xbox One and Series S or X can be found at physical brick-and-mortar retailers or online orders like Amazon if you want to have it shipped to you. Though honestly, I don't know about the last few years, but I remember a couple of years ago, they used to just deliver that after the launch day, so you kind of lost out on that. But anyways, here's the downside if that is something that suits your fancy. While you have the physical game in case, and in some cases like GameStop or Game UK pickups, you have the chance to get a Steelbook case, and specifically for GameStop, you can end up getting a Call of Duty Endowment pack alongside that, which actually, if you do end up picking up the physical copy, if that is an option, part of the proceeds of that sale goes directly to the Call of Duty Endowment, a nonprofit helping put veterans back into work after their deployment. Of all the things that I won't spend money on in-game, that kind of stuff is the stuff that I would, just because it actually goes to a good cause. But beyond that GameStop version, you get zero benefits outside of just picking up the game. Previously, it would have allowed you to have open beta access of your respective platforms, but now that that's come and gone, there's nothing else in the physical pre-orders that would grant you, say, for any retailer-specific bonuses, like if your local mom and pop shop had any bonuses, but for all intents and purposes of the game itself, there's no additional bonuses here alongside this. That's where then they try to get you in with the digital versions, where the additional bonuses come in, because the same game, the digital standard cross-gen, you just don't go and have a physical copy of it, still $69.99, where you're able to get the game for last gen and current gen of your respective platforms. PC now available as well, since there's no physical copies here of that, but the cross-gen is your basic edition, the base of the game. But from now until the 10th, when the game officially launches, if you were to put money down on it, you get a handful of additional benefits. The first of which is from all the way back with the reveal of Modern Warfare 3, still available, the Soap Operator Pack, which comes with a skin for Soap and a skin for the M13C in Modern Warfare 2, which both will transfer to Modern Warfare 3. The second is a bonus of the Zombie Ghost Operator skin in conjunction with the Modern Warfare 3 Zombies experience. That, again, is available right now in Modern Warfare 2, additionally carrying over to Modern Warfare 3. And the third, that's what's still coming up, Campaign Early Access. This, with most digital purchases, it's pre-purchase rather than pre-order, meaning that the game's bought and just waiting to be released, but you already paid. That's most of the time with digital editions, but for Campaign Early Access, that's the only way to get it, is to put all that money down up front. So if you know for a fact that you want to play Modern Warfare 3 and you're looking forward to it, this allows you a week head start on the campaign so that you don't have to just have that mental battle of, well, do I play multiplayer? campaign, maybe zombies on launch day. So those are the bonuses at base. If you are a PlayStation digital user as well, we touched on it a few days ago when it comes to exclusive bonuses, but digital pre-orders on PlayStation will grant PlayStation users an additional operator at launch of lockpick and a weapon and knife blueprint alongside that. So just like Oni last year, we have one final year of PlayStation exclusivity where we'll have this base operator and cosmetics all throughout the year of what I'd imagine are 6 additional drops, 1 per season like we see currently in Modern Warfare 2 with Oni. But come this time next year, that exclusivity will wear off, and just like Oni now, actually it might even be today, you'll be able to use this operator across the board on all platforms if you redeemed any of the free packs throughout the year. But anyways, that's what's available for the digital standard, or rather cross-gen version of the game for $69.99. Now the Vault Edition is the next and only step up here from the base version. We don't have any collector's editions officially speaking. There is one available from Walmart where they partnered with Call of Duty, but that's the cross-gen and a handful of physical bonuses. But truthfully, for the $130 price tag I think it is, I wouldn't say it's necessarily worth it. But the Vault Edition, that's our next step up at $99.99. Again, US dollars, any currency conversion, that's entirely subject to change that number. Now the Vault Edition, of course, offers everything that we just mentioned here, those bonuses in the way of the Soap Operator pack with the M13C and Soap, the Zombie Ghost Operator, campaign early access being that it is digital only. So you'll have all that kind of stuff, but on top of that, they also try to entice you with a handful of other different things. Firstly, the Soul Harvester Tracer blueprint for the M4 in Modern Warfare 2 right now, the Nemesis Operator pack, which comes along with 4 operators with reactive uniforms here, and 2 weapon vaults, though not like 2 different weapon platforms, it's just variations of the same weapon platform vault. So like maybe like 1.5 weapon vaults if you want to consider it like that. You don't have another set of weapon platform attachments unlocked at base as if it were 2 weapon families. Instead, it's just 2 different cosmetic universal wraps for all of those attachments across that sort of family. But beyond that, in Season 1, you'll also have Black Cell plus an additional 30 tier skips. So that would be 50 tier skips for Season 1 in total. So let's break this down a little further. What's more worthwhile? Like I said in the intro, if you don't care about campaign early access, you don't care about losing a head start by playing at launch, absolutely truly the best deal is to wait for a sale of some kind, probably around the holidays is my guess based off historical sales that have happened, or even just waiting until the Warzone integration. I mean, Warzone is free to play. You can experience all those new weapons. If there's plunder, you can rank those up pretty quickly and kind of get the same benefit here, but not have to play or buy into Modern Warfare 3. That's entirely fine if that's how you feel. That's absolutely going to be the air quote best bang for your buck per se, either for free or of course buying it on a sale with the weapons, maps, modes, campaigns, zombies, and all coming along with less than a market price tag. If you can wait that long, you really don't care, that's absolutely the best time to buy. But coming back to it, like I said, if you know for a fact that you want to play this game at launch, you're going to find value out of what you pay and you're going to play over the course of the entire next year, we can examine this a little further. Let's look at it in terms of a literal price point value. $69.99 is unfortunately the industry standard for a game right now. I wish it wasn't the case, but COD certainly isn't the only game doing this, having their price tags around $70. For $69.99, that price tag is the base game, but you also get, of course, in terms of just sheer price point, air quote, freebies at that point of, well, in the physical version, nothing. For the digital version, though, you get an operator uniform and weapon skin, comparably priced in the current store. If we saw a weapon skin and a bundle like that, it'd be like 1,000 COD points, so roughly $10. You also get the Zombie Ghost skin, let's just say is an upwards of like $5 skin because it's only the skin. We don't see ever just individual skins sold in the store. It's always bundled with something, so that's a little bit of an estimate, sure. And then you can also get the campaign early access, which I don't think we should accurately price because it's part of the game. You just get early access to it. So all in all, you get a roughly $85 worth of comparable value in a dollar for dollar bout with the digital cross-gen or standard edition, since that's the lowest version. But for the $99.99 Vault Edition, you end up getting comparably priced, again, this by estimation with what we have in the existing shop, a $69.99 game, the $10 Soap Operator pack, a $5 Zombie Ghost skin, let's say $5 for the Soul Harvester M4 blueprint. Again, we don't ever see things individually parted out like this, so it's just a guesstimation. A $20 Nemesis Operator pack, usually 4 operators. We're just going off that same price point of $5 per skin with a Zombie Ghost skin. Let's say $10 to $20 for a 2-weapon Vault pack. We see the Universal Wraps going for 2,000 COD points in the COD store right now, so that's probably even a generous price point here with it, giving 2 of those. Then you have $30 as the Black Cell upgrade for Season 1. That is a standard across the board now, unfortunately, since like Season 3 or 4. And then $45 in 30 additional tier skips if we're pricing those out individually. individually. 150 COD points each tier skip, 4,500 COD points, again, roughly $45 in comparable value there. So listen, this isn't even me remotely trying to sell you guys on anything. I truly do not care at all what you do with your money, but when you look at the genuine dollar stack up compared to what we see comparably with other COD items for sale, that's depending on how you weight it, some of those items, that's $190 to $200 in value for $100 in that Vault Edition. Now, that's not to say that it's truly of that value. You'll see in a second. I don't think that it's necessary, and I think there's a lot of inflated prices for God knows what reason with COD items the last few years, but by sheer comparison to if you were to check these out individually in the COD shop right now, that's about the price point you'd be paying for buying those all individually. So the Vault Edition kind of does save you about half that price point. But here's my piece. Personally, while objectively the Vault Edition sure offers more air quote value, I personally don't see the need for the Vault Edition unless you want the cosmetics and you want that immediate unlock for the Weapon Vaults platform. That's absolutely an added benefit and semi-pay to win, but with how the Modern Warfare 2 weapons are coming in at launch and the ability to use plenty of attachments already, optics I think are going to be the huge benefit, probably the best benefit for that. You can immediately toss on a red dot or whatever optic you want, but if you're like me, you're going to be ranking up every weapon to begin with for camos. I mean, realistically, you're probably only losing out on like a couple of hours of differential in terms of what attachments you can use versus an enemy who may have gotten it. I'd be fine without that benefit of the weapon vault and those attachments immediately unlocked. That's okay with me. As for the Season 1 content, yeah, you may save a few bucks with the black sale price rolled into that, but when it comes to the tier skips, honestly, I don't need the tier skips. I'll be playing a ton of Warzone and Modern Warfare 3 with a new Urzikstan map that if there's ever a season that I'd need help with tiers and completing a battle pass, Season 1 wouldn't be it. Launch in Season 1 every single year, the bulk of my playtime. Maybe if I could bank those until like Season 6 when I'm not wanting to play as much, maybe then it'd be useful and I'd consider a little further, but they auto-spend in Season 1, so it's not really helping you out long-term. You don't get to pick and choose when you end up using that. So realistically, I guess it comes down to what you personally see in value. Me, I'm okay without those items if I didn't have them. So if you want to buy it, play the campaign early and not wait for a sale in December sometime or so, or play free to play with Warzone, I think you're more than fine with just the standard cross-gen being the right move. But if you do love cosmetics, you know you're going to play through Season 1, you want to immediately get that Tier 100 Battle Pass reward, there genuinely is more dollar for dollar weight there in the Vault Edition. It just comes down to, again, what type of player in COD you are and what you expect to get out of this next upcoming year. So I guess in conclusion here, my recommendation would just be the regular standard cross-gen edition. Or again, if you don't care about the initial grind, again, absolutely. There's going to be a sale on it eventually. They're going to end up being free to play to some degree with the weapons in Warzone. You just won't have the multiplayer maps, that kind of stuff that goes along with it. But for me, as somebody that does play a ton here, the Vault Edition, yeah, it can offer some bonuses, but also I don't really need them. So that's where I'm at, and just wanted to share some of my logic and my thinking here with you if you were at all in a sort of position where you didn't know which one you wanted to get. And of course, if you decide to get the Vault Edition, totally fine. If you decide to not purchase the game, totally fine. It's entirely up to you. But wanted to give you guys my thought process here and some sort of logistical looks at how this all breaks down so that hopefully you can help make your own informed decision. But that said, that is where we're going to call it. Before we wrap everything up, make sure you check out my friends over at G Fuel to fuel your grind this COD season, whether it's grinding out weapon levels upcoming, camos, maybe even content of your own in videos or streams. G Fuel's absolutely there to help. To me, G Fuel's like my cup of coffee in the morning. It just gets me going, gets that productivity started. And my team Carnage just recently launched our own flavor, Pog Juice, which I'm a little biased, but I think it's a top 3 flavor for sure. If it's not necessarily your cup of, again, pun intended, G Fuel, well, you can end up checking out a bunch of different flavors like the Morbius Nectarine flavor, Strawberry Banana, Hype Sauce, Pink Drip. Ton of awesome flavors out there. So if you guys want to check those out or any others, link in the description below. And if you'd like to pick something up for yourself, go to Espresso and get up to 30% off your entire order. But that said, that is now what we're going to call it. So leave your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this here? What do you think of the assessment in terms of breakdown? Do you guys plan on getting it at launch? Plan on getting it via sale? Waiting for Warzone to be free to play? Whatever the case, feel free to drop your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, if you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 3. We have so much upcoming that you guys will not want to miss. So that said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.